guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zwannda, and in this video today I'll be giving you a guideline on how you can register for a company yourself by only 175 Rand. It's that cheap and it's very easy. Last year I registered my own company and I realized how easy it was, and I was like, let me just try to write the process down because it's short and simple, so that if someone wants to at least register for a company, they can follow the steps and do it themselves as well for only 175. And understand that there are different companies out there which can charge you 600 to 1,500 to register for a company. Makes sense. If you want to pay, you can pay. Just make sure that, instead of them using their own CIPC account, just ask them to create one for you, so that at a later stage, if it happens that maybe you want to go and change something on your accounts, then at least you have access to that information and your document. You are not only reliant on them. Okay, so you are able to go and change. For an example, you would want to change maybe things like address, or maybe your name is not spelled correctly and there's something that you want to change, those kind of things. So make sure you get your CIPC account created for you in your name, so that you can log in later and make changes where needed, right? So let's go. A couple of things that you need. You will need at least four proposed names that you would want, right? And the reason why I say four, and it's recommended that you choose four, is that there's possibility that you can find that the names that you have chosen are already taken. So when you have four, at least you give yourself broader chance that you can find something which is not taken. That's very important. Number two, you need to understand the type of company that you are registering. Is it a product selling company? Is it a service delivery company? That is information that will be needed when you register, right? You need the copy of an ID of the director. If you are the director, then it'll be your copy of ID. You will need cell phone numbers. You will also need email, right? That is the information which is needed. Before you start, just make sure you have that ready. Also, guys, there's payment that needs to be made. So make sure that, your credit card, your payment method is close by, so that you can just pay right after finishing the registration, so that you can secure your name, because there's possibility that while you're still thinking about payment, someone can take your name and then you will have to input another name and have to, pay for it later on. Okay, so let's get started.
So you will use the website Bees Portal. You'll access this website by clicking www.beesportal.gov.za. This will be your landing page, and you will click on register. You will land on user registration page. This is if you do not already have a CIPC account or code. Therefore, you will have to register for one by inputting your ID number, as well as verifying your issue date of your ID, and then you'll press verify. If you already have the CIPC ID, you'll go straight to log in. For those who do not have CIPC ID or account, then the next step would be verifying your name, surname, and your cell phone number. You have to input your email address, and you will have to create a password. Then you will get a note saying your new CIPC code has been sent to your cell phone and email address. So make sure that you're going to use the correct email address, because they will use it as a means of communication. You will then go back to the home page and press login. You will use your ID number and the password that you have created to log in. You will get to user profile page. This has all your personal information. Verify your ID, names, and surname. Then press register new company. You will then see all the information about company registration, as well as name reservation. You will also see the requirements, which I've already mentioned. If you scroll down, you will see a button which says new registration. This is where we're going to click to continue with our company registration. You will then see terms and conditions on compensation fund. Press yes if that applies to you and continue. and then you will see terms and condition on UIF. Press yes if it's applicable for you, and then continue. You will then start filling in information about company type. You have two options. You have private company, you also have non-profit company. For a private company, you need at least one director, and for non-profit company, you need at least 3 directors. So they will need personal information of those people. Just make sure that you have them handy before the next page, and then press continue. For the purpose of this exercise, I have selected private company, and then now I have to put an ID number of the director. Then I will also need to verify the issue date of that ID, which is found at the back of your ID card. Okay. Then I will have to put the director's contact details, which is cell phone numbers, as well as email address and physical address. So every place where there is a red dot, it means that it's mandatory for you to fill in. Then I will need to put in the town or city in which the director resides, as well as the province and the code of that township. Then we come to company details. The first information that is needed is a month in which your company will have a financial year end. You can choose any month because this is changeable in the future. Also, you need to put in the number of shares that is in your company. This is also changeable in the near future. I think you have an option of 101,000 so far. You can change this later. Continuing on company details, you'll have to put in company's physical address, and you can select whether that is the same of that of a physical address. Then you will only need to put it once. You will also need to put a province and a town and a postal code for your company, and then continue. Then you come to the last part of the registration, which is name options. You have 3 options, which is name already approved. That means if you have a name that is reserved already. You also have apply for new names, which is like names that you have in your mind. And you can also have the third option, which is registering without a name. For this exercise, we'll choose apply for a new name. You will then put in your 4 proposed names and then continue. They will pop up on a table, all of them showing a blue tick on the ones which are available and a red cross on the ones which are not available. If you have many crosses, meaning that the names that you have proposed are taken, you have an option of editing and getting another feedback in terms of what's available and what's not. If you press continue, you will then receive an SMS and an email, which is letting you know of the names that you have reserved, right? So the names won't be taken by you until you make the payment. So after pressing continue, you will also get a reference code and a payment account. I believe an account is APSA account. Make sure that you are careful in terms of the reference number or the reference code that they give you so that you can pay for your own CIPC account. Then only when you pay, your name will be assigned to you. Then you're registered and you have a company. Bye.